So the previous winner, the previous jackpot high winner in the UK was, I think, about 160 million or 150 million. He said on an article that I've turned off now. But the person remained anonymous.
As you would. We were talking about this very briefly.
So but that's what I want to pose to you and even George. Actually, we'll get George involved in this. George, if you won if you won £1 million, would you want anybody to know? Any of your would you want strangers to know that you've won a fucking million quid?
Not strangers, family. Okay, friends, maybe like the close group, but nothing past that.
But imagine so they've got all the press run. So
I'd be shit scared, mate.
Yeah, imagine doing the press run and you're holding the big fucking check with 184 million quid.
By the way, in front of their easily identifiable current house. So even if they bought a new house, I can't imagine maybe they moved it straight away. I don't know, but.
So I pose the question to you.
I've been asked this before, not about this exact same example, but once my sister got really mad at me because I said if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, I wouldn't tell one single soul if I won it.
Yeah?
Nah.
Whoa.
I'd just put it in the bank.
Adam could be a fucking...
No, but what I would say is I'd say, oh, by chance, you know what? The channel's going really well. Really well. So if you want something, if my sister wants something, ask me and I'll buy it for you. But I don't think I...
Would you tell Mrs. Beard?
If this is going in the cut, yeah, totally. I suppose I probably could. There'd be a point at which you probably couldn't avoid telling your very close family. I certainly wouldn't tell my friends. I wouldn't. I'd absolutely, bearing in mind you're not under any obligation. It's like if you as part of the conditions of playing the lottery, you have to reveal your identity as a winner. All right. But you don't have to do it. It's not like you say you can remain honest. So why on earth? It's a bit like conversations we've had before, like when Jimmy Hill was on. Why would you want to be known if you don't have to be known?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you gain from it?
Your notoriety, is enough to give me palpitations because, you get recognised all the fucking time, man. Like whenever we're out and about, you're quite a recognisable guy, but you get recognised a lot naturally because you've got fucking 2 million subscribers. I would hate to.
We keep rounding it up. It's not quite so.
I would hate to be recognised. I don't want. If I were Jimmy Hill, well, we probably should reference Jimmy's exited his business and he then went public, publicly facing. If I'd have exited a business for multiple millions of pounds, you wouldn't ever see me again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm just scratching. I've got an itch right in the middle of my back. George, do you want to get it? I'm joking. Yeah, I don't know. Especially I get motivations for people that perhaps they think having a public image will somehow facilitate their success, be it financial or otherwise. But if you've literally won a lottery, which is I don't know what it is, 27 million to 1 or whatever, probably higher for Euro Millions. I don't understand what you have to gain unless you're one of those people that just want to be in a newspaper because you think it's cool, even though it's not cool. That's the only thing I could think. Why would you want people to know? Because you're going to get people asking you for money. People might, you might even just get people that are privy to private information. Like you got a name, people know you live in a certain area. Even people that just work for banks can probably see all your life history. So
I'd imagine, but think of how many DMs you get. Shit, I even get a fucking lot of DMs, like that. That's really hard to keep on top of. But imagine if you went, I've got 180 million pounds. Imagine the DMs. Imagine what you'd get.
Like when you gave away the drone.
Oh fuck me, man. That was a £500 drone I gave away on my YouTube channel, and it was the worst experience of my life. It was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, people just begging you for the drone.
Yeah,
my dad's dying. Give me a drone. It'll ease the pain.
It's not a fucking medical drone, is it? It was absolutely mental. So I guess George, you're out. Yeah, you're not gonna tell the public.
Not the public, no.
Nah,
no chance.
Adam fucking could be a millionaire. This cold-faced killer over here.
We've just. I wouldn't even tell Mrs. Beard, or I'd be very close to not telling her.
But in the spirit of actually trying to get a show together, I initially said, let's make a shopping list of how would you spend 184 million pounds, and then we quickly realised how the fuck could you spend it? Barring buying all my mates a fucking Bugatti and even some Rollies and a fucking house That is so much money. How the fuck can you get rid of 184 million pounds?
Unless you were actively somebody said you have to spend this money and you were just making shit up to spend it on. At least half of that could go to charity and you would know no difference. Probably 80% of it could.
Oh, easy.
So it's just an obscene amount of money. I'm not criticising people for having won it or anything, but I'm just saying that I physically could not spend it. So you said, okay, well, You see, we'll
I said 10 million. As I said, in the spirit of getting a show together, Adam, you've just won. Congratulations, little guy, you little Shetland pony. You've just won £10 million. Get your shopping list out, man. Tell me what you're going to buy.
well,
I can imagine him stood next to a Shetland pony. It'd look like a fucking racehorse.
I'm getting sick to death of this now.
The DMs are the same, man. Everyone takes a piss out of your height.
I know. Anyway, am I telling you what?
Yeah, 10 million quid. Come on,
It's going to be a bit of a stream of consciousness thing because I'm not entirely sure of what we might, as we talk, I might discover new things that I would buy. But I think it's probably even more difficult for me than the average person because I don't really buy stuff.
Yeah, you're
No.
not materialistic.
Obviously I buy clothes from time to time. But there's no point me saying, I'll buy some new jeans. You know? The first thing on my list, as you probably know about me, because I hate where I live, would be a really nice house. Now, I live in a nice house as it is. I think it's all right.
Yeah.
But I think, given that I spend a lot of time indoors, I would probably buy an exceptional. That would be the bulk of the purchase. Speaking of which, for some reason, I was on Twitter looking at my feed earlier on, and it showed a house I wouldn't move to Cornwall, but it happened to show a really nice house in Cornwall for £3 million that you could win, right? So I would probably buy a house I wouldn't buy one for like 20. I don't know how expensive really. Like if I went on Rightmove now, I don't know what the most expensive house in Yorkshire would be, but say I'd buy that. So it would have to be explicitly. It would have to be in the middle of nowhere. I've said this to you before. I want to live somewhere where if I go into cardiac arrest, nobody can find me and resuscitate me. That's how far I want to be from people, right?
So weirdly specific.
It's the only way I can rationalize that thing in my head.
What a fucking idiot.
So I don't want to have any neighbours. Just want to have like bags of ground I can walk on. You know, I walk a lot.
Yeah. Like a Shetland pony.
For it to be, I might have some Shetland ponies outside. You know, size comparison, and I might, and it would be one with like a really very ostentatious. I'd have like a very practical, but like it would be modern inside. I would have a big home gym in there.
Yeah.
You know, probably a swimming pool for Mrs. Birch. She likes to swim. Big cinema room or something like that, so I can watch my video. No, I'm not. I don't watch my own videos. So I can watch one of Josh's videos on in the cinema room, and yeah, I think that'd probably be half of it gone, right? If I guess how's it expensive now? £5 million now.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably going to buy the biggest house in Yorkshire for £5 million.
Yeah, and I think probably the rest. I'm not going to, for the sake of putting the show together. I probably would just save the rest, right, and live off it. But like if I need to spend
Yeah,
it,
you need to spend it.
Are we not going to do one item each, or am I?
No,
just
I think
gonna
you do your list.
I
I'll
do
do
my full
mine.
list.
Yeah.
Right, probably thereafter. I guess I'd have to buy all the gear to get out of gym. I suppose that's probably inclusive in the first part.
Clenbuterol. You said gear, or like I thought.
No. I mean, like
It's Clenbuterol. That's a gear thing, right? Isn't it?
yeah,
Not
you sound like you hang around with MMA fighters. Don't you? They probably know all about that. We're all natural over here, right, George? And
Jump on, George. We've seen his fucking arms on your music video. I thought it were a drumstick and it was his fucking forearm. Sorry, George.
yeah, George he's slight, isn't he? He's like a
He's
greyhound.
a good-looking lad, though. He's lean and he's got a nice beard. So.
He is. He's like a greyhound, right? He's built for speed. Yes, no, and it wouldn't even have to be a big gym. I'd just have like a half power rack, a couple of specialist bars. You know, I'm a very minimalist trainer. A punch bag with Josh's face on it, so I could smack the shit out of it a few times a week. Yeah, and that'd be that. I think I would buy a new car.
Yeah, what car would you buy?
This is where it gets interesting. I think I would buy or have made, if this is possible, because I don't know how I came across it a while back. I saw that there's a company which converts really old, like vintage cars, classic cars, into electric cars, in that they just kind of put like the battery bed on them.
Oh, yeah.
And so then you can have the chassis, I don't know what you call it, chassis or the body of an old car without the reliability issues of an old engine and all that stuff. So I think I've always really wanted, you know, like a proper old school, like a Cadillac, you know, those big fuck off things, like big cars. Because like there's a line in Sin City, which is one of my favorite graphic novels and films, where a character called Marv says modern cars all look like electric shavers. Which is true. There's not that much character to cars now. I don't think they look that cool. I'm not really into cars, but I think old, like a 50s Cadillac, you know, up top with a big bench seat on them. I'd get one of those, but maybe made into an electric vehicle because I'd have the cash to do it.
Yep.
I'd probably do that. It'd be really impractical to drive, right? But I think that'd be nice. And maybe this is making me look like a Howard Hughes kind of like loner type. I'd probably maybe buy a yacht. Not a super yacht. I'm talking about like, you know, like a little pleasure cruiser style thing. Because then when I got sick to death of your nonsense and Mrs. Beard's nonsense, I could just go to my yacht and just drift out to sea, anchor it in the middle of the sea, just stay there for the night, peace and quiet.